Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Pittsburgh Steelers fans, welcome back to Blitzburg Squad. I'm Wesley Seeley. Joining alongside me is Shane Smith. Thanks for joining us as we dive into the Week 13 NFL predictions. Okay, Shane, to start us out, we've got not a Thursday night game, actually.
No Thursday night.
We've got a Sunday game, Cleveland at Tennessee, man.
Solid game. This is one that could definitely swing for wild card implications.
Yep.
Because realistically, if the Titans were to lose and Colts end up winning, Colts then take back the division, and then because the Browns would have the one up, at that point they would be above the Titans for seeding.
You got Tennessee's record there?
They are both 8-3.
Are they? Okay.
They are.
Yeah. So this is a big game for both these teams.
Huge game. And the Browns get Myles Garrett back. Because he was on the COVID list. He tested positive. So they just activated him. But they also put a guy named Harris on, I don't know if it was on the list or injury or something like that. And I'm not sure who he was. Maybe he was he was on the front covering for Myles or something like that.
Okay.
To me, it comes down to whose offense is going to play better. Browns have still been very underwhelming on offense, but Nick Chubb has been a fantastic runner. But then on the other end, you have Derrick Henry. So to me, it comes down to Baker has Jarvis Landry, and Ryan Tannehill has A.J. Brown. They're both, it's kind of similar in that front, but out of the two wide receivers, I would go A.J. Brown over Jarvis. So even though the Browns' defense is a little better, I think they have their problems on their secondary, especially their safeties. And so I'm going to say it's close, but I'm going to go Tennessee in this one.
Okay, for sure. I'm going to go Tennessee as well. I honestly would not be surprised if both these teams combined for a rushing of 500 yards.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Because you got Nick Chubb on one side, and then you got Derrick Henry on the other. It's like, who's going to stop who?
And both of them have very competent backups.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt, and I can't think of the guy that is covering for Derrick Henry, but because they run Derrick so much, Derrick Henry does 2 series on, 1 series off. And that's how they run with it. So his backup is getting quite a bit of time, and his backup's doing well.
Looking
and
good,
Derrick's
too.
still going off.
Man.
Because his backup is also a very physical runner. So both of them just beat you down, and then they work with play action. Their offenses are very, very similar.
Right.
I trust Tannehill more, and I trust A.J. Brown more than I trust Baker.
Yep. I think it's going to be a slugfest between the two of them because of both running backs just going crazy on both sides.
Off.
Yeah. But I think I do trust Tannehill in this game more than I do Baker. With where they're at, I know both teams are going to be playing hard because of where they're at with their records and where they're at in the standings. But I just trust Tennessee more. I think they're just more a complete team. So I'm going to take Tennessee in this one. What do you think for a score?
I'm going to actually say not very high scoring just because they're both going to be running so much.
Right.
It's going to take a lot of time off the clock.
Yep.
I'm going 17-14 Tennessee.
Okay. I'll go 20-13 Tennessee. Las Vegas Raiders at the New York Jets.
Raiders are kind of reeling. However,
Not that much, though. Not enough to lose to the winless Jets.
Jets suck. They're tanking for Lawrence. I pick Raiders.
Yeah, I'm taking Raiders, too. There's no reason I should take the Jets in this one.
No. Ruggs will have a big game, I feel like.
And Raiders need a bats-back game after that shellacking they got from the Falcons. So,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. I'll go 28-10 Raiders.
It's a good score. I'm going to say I'll go 24-6.
Okay.
Jets. No, I'm kidding. Raiders.
Get out of here. Jaguars at the Vikings.
Jaguars, Mike Glennon looked pretty good. He took it to the Brownies. That was a pretty solid game.
Yeah.
But on the other front, you got the Vikings, who I think they won last. Yeah, they won last game without Thielen. I don't know if he'll be back or not.
Last second field goal or something.
It was. And they got Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson. Jefferson's played great. Cook is fantastic. So I don't think it's even going to be super close. I think Vikings.
Yep, I'm taking Vikings. Jacksonville did put up a fight against the Browns, and I was pulling for them there, but
I was too.
But yeah, if they get Thielen back, Jefferson, Cook. Sorry, Jags, but I'm going Vikings 33-7.
Okay. As far as I know, Mike Glennon's still playing, so I'll give him a little bit more than Minshew or Luton, Luton, however you want to pronounce it.
There you go. Be fancy with
it. I'll say Vikings 31, Jags 21.
Okay. Bengals at the Dolphins.
Bengals have no quarterback. They don't have a defense. Dolphins may not have Tua, but Fitzpatrick's a decent backup. And when he's hot, he's hot. They have a really good defense.
Yeah, their defense missed out.
And it's at Miami. I'm going Dolphins by a good chunk.
Yeah, I'm going Dolphins. I'm going Dolphins too. What's going on with Tua?
I don't know what sort of injury. I think it's a thumb or a hand or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't know. The poor guy can't get healthy.
Yeah.
So hopefully he gets back soon because I think he is a little bit more dynamic. But,
yeah. But even before Tua, I mean, we were kind of all shocked when Tua came in and they named him the starter a couple weeks back because at that point Fitzpatrick was playing well.
He was playing Fitzmagic.
Yeah. So I honestly think for the interim, whenever Tua ends up returning, as for now, when Fitzpatrick's in, I think he'll do a fine job, and he'll definitely get the job done against the Bengals.
Yeah.
Knowing what injuries they have for the Bengals, and their defense is trash. So, plus Miami's in a great spot right now. I think they're 7-4.
Yep.
And they're just behind the Bills. The Bills are 8-3.
8-3.
Yeah, they're one game behind the Bills. So they're gonna be playing hard and playing to win this game. What do you think for a score?
I'm going to say Dolphins 38, Bengals 13.
Whoa. Okay. I'll go Dolphins 27, and we'll go Bengals 10. Colts at the Houston Texans.
Colts at Texans. Division game. Honestly, for both teams, what are you getting out of them? They both have good games. They both have bad games.
Yeah.
You and I both talked about how much we dislike Phillip. Whether that's being biased because, like, he's in the same class as Ben and he's always gotten more recognition and more credit than Ben ever did, which I still don't ever agree with. The guy's won, what, one playoff game?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. He played through the game with a torn ACL, but I don't care about that. I care about wins and Super Bowls and how good your team is year to year. He can't do it on his own. Ben proved last year by being out that he can change a team pretty significantly.
Uh-huh.
I like Deshaun Watson way more than I like Phillip. Colts defense is better, but you got J.J. Watt. I'm going Texans, but I think it's a close, kind of scrappy game.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to go with the Texans, too. I mean, Deshaun's been on a pretty good tear here for the past couple weeks. He's been really putting it on.
He has.
And
one heck of a quarterback.
You know what? I think we dislike Phillip because of his throwing motion, too. We always talk about his goofy
sidearm crap.
It is goofy looking, man. But yeah, I don't know. Something about the Texans. I don't know how many times I've said it. I feel like a broken record, but I do not trust Phillip Rivers.
No, I don't.
I'm going to go with Deshaun and the Texans on this one, and I think you're right. Being a division game, it's going to be a scrappy, tight game, but ultimately I think just Deshaun's going to make some more plays than Phillip will. Mm-hmm. Colts might have an advantage, though, because they have probably a little bit better defense, but
yeah,
I'm still going to
Their defense has also failed them. Last week against Titans, Titans put up like 38 or something on them.
Yeah, true. Good point. What do you have for a score for this one?
I'll I'll do my weird score of the week for this one.
All right.
I'll say 18 Texans and 9 Colts.
Okay, I'm going to go 23 to... I'll go 23-20.
Okay.
Texans. Lions at the Bears. The Bears.
Another division game. Not very exciting. Trubisky's back at quarterback for the Bears.
Woohoo.
Whether it's injury or whatever, who the heck knows?
It's because he's a great quarterback.
Super great. But then you're looking at the other side and you're like, okay, well, there's the Lions. What can they do? However,
Not much.
they got rid of their GM and they got rid of Matt Patricia.
I saw that.
That might be the first best thing that they've done this year. It seems to be a theme that when teams lose their head coach that's been playing bad, they actually play harder and win a game. I'm going Lions in this one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go...
Bears defense is legit though.
Yes, it is, and that's why I think I'm gonna go with the Bears. Is just because of their defense. These two teams, heck, I don't flip and know what you're gonna get with either one of these guys. But I guess I'll go with the Bears just because of their defense.
I mean, that's a safe
Fair?
bet, too.
Okay.
I could see either which way. I'm only going off of the basis that the Lions might actually try a little bit harder because Patricia's out.
Okay, fair. I'll go. I'll go Bears, like 16-10.
You took my score.
It wasn't.
I was literally going to go higher than that, and I was like, no, the Bears' offense can't score anything. But their defense, if you hold them to like 10 or less, the Bears probably can sneak out a win. So I agree with you all the way. 16 well, 16-10, I'm going Lions on it instead of Bears. But I also, because originally it was 27-24, but I can't see the Bears scoring 24 points. That would be
Right.
absolutely amazing. So I'm going
Or
16.
allowing the Lions to score 27.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going 16-10 as well.
Okay, fair. Saints at the Falcons.
This might be the first semi-exciting game of the week. It's a division game. It's against the Saints, who I still don't think have Breeze back because I think he's on IR. So I think this is the third game. So it'll be Taysom Hill again against a Falcons team who absolutely destroyed the Raiders. And they didn't even have Todd Gurley. Gurley was out with an injury, and Julio kind of pops back and forth because he plays hurt all the time. I feel bad for the guy. Ultimately, to me, the Saints' offense does take a step down with Taysom, but Taysom also has a different element about him. But the Saints' defense is better than the Falcons' defense. So I think it's going to be a higher scoring game, but I think the Saints will end up winning this one fairly handily.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the Saints have a better defense than the Falcons do, and whereas they both might have the better amount of firepower on offense, I just think the Falcons are just not on the same level as the Saints, even without Drew Brees. So I'm going to take the Saints here. I think you're right though. I think higher scoring. I think I'm going to go Saints. I'll go Saints 34 and Falcons 24.
I'm going Saints 38, Falcons 31.
Okay. Giants at the Seahawks.
Doesn't sound like a super exciting game. However, the Seahawks sometimes almost are like us, and they let those lesser opponents kind of creep up on them. And part of it's because the Seahawks have no defense. Although, last week, their defense actually showed me something.
Did it?
I don't remember who they played. Let me look.
The Eagles.
Eagles, yes. Eagles looked horrible. And they're facing another NFC least division. They actually,
Giants, I think, were without Daniel Jones as well.
Yeah, because he has a hammy. Oh, for sure. I'm going Seahawks. My score will adjust. I was going them anyways because their defense actually showed me something. Giants don't have a quarterback then. But
I don't even know who their backup is.
Seahawks have Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf.
DK, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Jamal Adams is back and actually playing some decent football. So
good for him.
Seahawks, I'm gonna say by a decent amount. I forgot Jones was out, so
yeah, I don't see a way that Giants can go into the Seattle Seahawks stadium and win this game. So I'm taking the Seahawks. Blowout. You thinking like I'm gonna say 40-13 Seahawks.
I'm going 45-16 Seahawks.
Okay. Big time win. The Rams at the Cardinals. Man, this actually it should be a good game.
Should be, yes.
But Goff looked garbage last week against the 49ers.
He did. I couldn't believe the 49ers ended up winning that game. It was a division game.
Right.
But so is this.
Right.
So what are you going to get? However, who'd the Cardinals play last week? Because they lost last week. Patriots. 20-17. They lost to the Patriots.
Oh, yeah. It was came down to the field goal, right?
That was a horrible game as well for Kyler Murray. So they both need bounce backs. Kyler Murray is a very speedy guy, and he can run the ball very well. I think defenses are starting to see that, though, and starting to be able to game plan around it. And the Rams have Aaron Donald. Because of that, even though the Cardinals' defense is pretty good, I'm going Rams. I think Goff has a nice bounce back, and Donald disrupts Kyler pretty well in the middle.
It's so hard because I think it was the week before. Shoot, I don't know who the Rams played before the 49ers, but you pulling it up?
Yep. Bucks.
Yeah, because that was the game I think Cooper Kupp went off, and so did who's number 17?
Woods.
Yeah, Robert Woods. Thanks. He went off too. Like they both had spectacular games. The defense looked great. I mean, they looked like a ready playoff team. And that Rams team can show up against the Cardinals for me. I'm going to take the Rams as well. It's just hard to know what you're going to get.
They're both very back and forth.
Yeah, I guess you could say that for every game. But I don't know. I guess I'm going to take the Rams too because I think I trust more them to bounce back in this game because of Donald, because of Cooper Kupp, because of Jared Goff and Robert Woods. Thanks. Jeez, I forgot his name again.
You don't like that guy,
I guess not. I just think they'll bounce back and play a better game than the Cardinals here. Nothing against the Cardinals because I think they're a solid team, but
I do too. I like Kirk. I like Isabella. I like Larry
D-Hop.
Fitz. Yeah, D-Hop is fantastic. Larry Fitz is a class act, but Kyler's still developing, and he still needs to get there more as a passer. He's proven he's a great runner, but as a passer, he needs to show some better development and continue to progress in his young career.
For sure. What do you think for a score?
I'm going to say close. I'm going 27-24 Rams.
Okay. I'm going to go 28-20 Rams. Let's see. The Patriots at the Chargers.
Patriots keep surprising me. They keep staying in the hunt of the playoffs. It's like, no, we don't want to get out of the playoffs. I understand that. I want them out of the playoffs. I don't care if they have Brady or not. I want them out of the playoffs. Chargers, as we've said time and time again, Herbert plays his butt off, and his team finds ways to lose. Now, did they win last week?
I think they lost last week.
They did. Yeah, because they were starting to come back.
Who'd they lose to?
The Bills.
The Bills, yeah.
Patriots have a solid defense with Gilmore, even with all their parts out, which scares me because the more they lose, the higher draft pick they get, and the better their defense or offense is going to become, and they have a whole bunch of players coming back that opted out of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if this is whatever, but I'm going to say Herbert wins this. I trust him more than Cam. His defense is bad, but they at least have Joey Bosa. Right now it's even. They don't even – Las Vegas doesn't even know who the winner is at this one. Like, this is probably the most evenly matched game because the Chargers have the offense and not the defense, and the Patriots have the defense but not the offense. So
yeah, I'm taking the Chargers too. I like Herbert, man, and I think he's going to outplay Cam in this one. So.
I'm sad that Burrow's in our league because Burrow's a heck of a quarterback, even though he got injured. I am so glad that somehow the Browns didn't end up with Herbert. If we would have had to deal with Burrow and Herbert in our league for years to come, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, those are both some good young rookies.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take the Chargers 34, and I'll say Patriots get 20.
I'm going to go Chargers 25, Ravens
Or
19.
Patriots?
Yeah, that too. Ravens, Patriots, what's the difference?
25-19?
Yeah, 25-19.
Chargers, okay.
I don't know why Ravens are still on my mind.
Hey, that's all right.
Forget about
them. Eagles at the Packers.
Carson Wentz looks horrible.
Wentz looks trash. Packers look great. On to the next.
Well, the Packers are so back and forth, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they'll have 2 or 3 great games, and as I've said before, Aaron Rodgers, you'll look and they'll be up like 20-some points, and it's like, oh, man, Aaron Rodgers is balling out, and he's got like 180 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's like, what in the heck is going on? And they do good, but then there's other games, like the Bucs game, for instance, they get absolutely shellacked.
Yeah.
Difference is the defense coming after them. Now, I've heard Jalen Hurts has been taking the main team reps. That was last week. So I wonder if they're going to start him this week just to add an extra element. You're not going to believe this. I'm actually going with the Eagles with an upset.
Okay.
My only reasoning is Hurts brings an extra element, and I think he would play at least the same, if not better than Wentz, because you can't get much worse than the guy.
No.
And their front four can get after the quarterback. And if A-Rod is completely getting harassed the entire game, that could keep it a close scoring game to where the Eagles can slip one out and stun the Packers.
Okay. I think I understand where you're going with it. I mean, if Hurts does start, it's an extra element that...
Oh, if it's Wentz, they're getting shellacked.
Yeah, if Hurts does start, it's an extra element. They don't know what they're getting there.
Nobody knows.
So I get that. And Packers defense isn't great, but if Packers offense can turn it on, sorry. Jalen Hurts isn't keeping up with A-Rod and company.
However, would you have said that if it was Justin Herbert? I mean,
oh, yeah.
Justin Herbert could keep up with anybody.
Yeah, I would
so
say Justin Herbert can.
Just not knowing Hurts, there's a potential that he could. We just don't know.
Right. I understand that. And I don't know. Hurts to me just doesn't seem like the...
He's more of a running quarterback.
Right, pocket passer kind of guy. He seems like the scrambling Kyler Murray kind of dude. And nothing against those guys, but I just don't see him outdoing A-Rod. So I'm going to go with the Packers. I think I'll go Packers 31 and Eagles 17.
I'm going to say Eagles 24, Packers 17.
Okay. Denver Broncos at Kansas City Chiefs. This is the Sunday night game.
Whoa, I'm so excited.
Of course, they have Mahomes at the prime time.
Yeah, of course. Everybody loves Mahomes.
Of course. Don't you love Mahomes?
Nah, a little too cocky for my taste. But I think that's why people love him. But when you throw ketchup on your steak, I got an issue with you.
And the wrong kind of ketchup, too.
Yeah, Hunt's ketchup? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Go with Heinz.
But not on your steak.
Gosh, no.
Okay, anyway.
You let all those juices sit in there. I would love to pick the Broncos on this one. No way I'm picking the Broncos on this one. Chiefs with Mahomes, he's going to fling it out. Their defense is probably going to give up a lot of stuff. And this is where I'd be very interested, because if your defense gives up to the Broncos, and who knows who the quarterback is, more than 20 points, you got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You got a big hole to fix. Because realistically, I don't see the Broncos scoring more than 10 points on this game.
Will they not have any of their quarterbacks back for this game?
No, they should have all three.
Okay.
All three, as far as I know. Locke should be back. But I don't care. Locke's been
yeah.
horrible.
No, I understand.
And people say that the Chiefs are the Super Bowl champs. This is a bad team. And... yeah, the Steelers early on let them stay somewhat close. I think it was like a 5-point game or something like that. However, our defense was the difference in it, and I would expect very much the same that the Chiefs, if they are quote-unquote the Super Bowl champs, your defense has to make a step up in this game and prove that you can win with all facets of the game because Mahomes can't bail you out every time, as much as people would love it.
Yeah.
But Mahomes is going to absolutely outscore the Broncos by far.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Chiefs as well.
Not happily.
Yeah, not happily. I'm gonna take the Chiefs as well. I'm gonna say the Chiefs probably are gonna just run it up, but there's something like weird about this game where I could see the Broncos really like this is the game they could pour it all out on the line because they've got the top tier Chiefs. It's at the Chiefs' house, but it's on Sunday night, and for me the Broncos defense isn't horrible.
Not horrible. Now, if they had Von Miller, I would say it'd be a little bit closer because Von coming off the edge smashing
definitely
Holmes. It just stinks that they've had the injuries and that they've had this year.
Oh yeah, that's not helped at all. But this is being a division game on Sunday night, I could see where the Broncos give it their all and maybe make a tight game out of it. I'm not saying they win, but maybe a close game and give the Chiefs a run for their money. It could play out like that, but
right,
probably not likely.
Probably not.
What do you think for a score for this one?
I'm going to say Chiefs 35, Broncos 10.
Man. I'll go Chiefs. I'm going to go Chiefs 27, Broncos 13.
Okay.
We got the Monday set of Monday games here. Monday at 5, we got the Washington football team traveling to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers here. Washington looked good against Dallas.
Looked great.
Looked really good. And
dropped a 40 on them.
They've also had 10 days to prepare for the Steelers, whereas the Steelers will have 4?
Yeah,
4 days.
4 total.
So that's obviously a little bit of an advantage.
I would say it's an advantage, but at the same time, if we had the 10 days off, I'd be a little bit more nervous. Because that's like a mini bye to us, and we always come out of the bye bad.
Yeah.
However, we probably lost Bud for the year. Pass rush might take a hit on that. We'll definitely take a hit on that.
Right, and after a physical game against the Ravens, though, you want 10 days, not 4 days, just for rest.
For sure.
Not even for preparation, just for rest.
And for sure, this is going to be our toughest game because after playing the Ravens, the team afterwards, they're taking on a pretty depleted team that's been very physical. The Ravens game wasn't horribly physical, though. But
although our first Ravens game, we played Titans, Ravens, then Browns, and Browns got smacked. Right?
Titans, Browns, then Ravens, because then we went to Dallas.
Is that really what it was?
Uh-huh. No, we went Browns, Titans, Ravens, Dallas.
Are you sure?
Yes, positive. I'll pull it up.
Okay. I was thinking we played the Browns after them, but Browns, Titans, Ravens. Okay, then Cowboys.
And you see what we did against the Cowboys?
Yeah, true.
Not very comfortable on that.
Okay.
So
fair.
I still think we win this, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as everybody says. Right now we're 9.5-point favorites. That's going to change, as stuff comes out. I expect our offense to do better, but it's going to be one pass rush against another. Because they have Chase Young, Ryan Kerrigan, Montez Sweat. You name it, they got it. Is it as refined as ours? Absolutely not. But losing Bud hurts. Because I guarantee if he's not out for the season, he's missing this game. But it comes down to who do you trust more, Alex Smith or Ben? And who does he have around him? Alex has Terry, McLaughlin, McLaurin, and Ben has, 4 or 5 competent receivers, a couple of competent tight ends, some nice running backs. I'm going Steelers.
I'm going Steelers big in this one. I'm going Steelers 37-13. They're going to smash the football team.
I would love for them to smash the football team.
After a showing like they had against the Ravens with the depleted Ravens, they are going to smash the football team.
Tomlin's going to get them into shape. It makes me nervous because it's after the Ravens game. The Ravens game wasn't as physical.
Yeah.
which is nice because if it was more physical, I'd be even more nervous about this game. Not going that big, though.
I'm going big, man.
I'm going to go Steelers. I'm going Steelers 28, football team 20.
Okay. Bills at the 49ers.
I'd like to say the Bills should handily have this, but who knows? The Niners came out and played last week against the Rams.
Yep.
It would be nice to have the Niners beat the Bills before we go to the Bills and play them. But I'm going to say Bills end up winning this probably fairly handily because the Niners have nobody. I mean, their backups are doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, being 5-6 and having I don't know how many people in IR for season-ending injuries.
Right.
And now they don't even have a home stadium anymore.
Yeah.
They've overcome adversity, and to be almost at 500, that's pretty solid. But I don't see the Bills giving them any sort of favors.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bills in this one, too. It's at Arizona Stadium, and I don't know. I just think the Bills are just a better team in this one, especially with all of injuries that San Francisco's gone through. I'm taking the Bills for sure. I'm going to go Bills 34 and 49ers. I'll give them 20.
Okay. Bills. I'll go 30 even, and I'm going to say Niners 21.
Okay. To wrap it up, Tuesday's game is the Cowboys at the Ravens.
NFL moved this to Tuesday, whether they'll ever admit it or not, because Lamar Jackson can come back. So
Yep.
Lamar Jackson gets X amount of days off to study some more film, figure out what he does wrong, and maybe come up with some new plays so people aren't calling his plays against a Cowboys team that is absolutely trash. Defense, offense, it doesn't matter. They can't win a game. I hate to say it. Ravens win.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens with Lamar coming back, and the Ravens technically still within the playoff race, and they're still within the wild card race. I'm going to say they're going to take care of business at home against the reeling Cowboys that are trying to fight in their division somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ravens. I'll go Ravens, 27, Cowboys 3.
45-10.
Okay.
Cowboys are getting shellacked again.
Fair. Very fair.
They're horrible at running, and the Ravens can do it.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Teams on bye, got the Buccaneers and the Panthers.
Which I think, I'm not sure, but that might end the buys for the year.
Okay. That would sound right.
Boy, oh boy, do the Bucs need it.
Yeah, they need to get things together, regroup. Dang.
Yeah. Although they did almost come back and beat the Chiefs after being down, almost 3 scores?
I was thinking 3.
27-10. They end up losing, 27-24?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost come back.
Almost. So.
Well, cool. You got anything else to add to these predictions?
No. Let us know your scores and whether you agree or disagree. Yeah.
Call Shane out for the Jalen Hurts and Eagles prediction.
Yeah, sorry, Josiah.
No, it might happen. You never know. It's the NFL, man. So, all right, cool. Well, I guess until next time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know what it is.